Hey there, restaurant recipe lovers. Welcome back to The Daily Dish, a CopyKat.com podcast where I help you recreate your favorite restaurant dishes right in your own kitchen. I'm Stephanie Manley, and I've been recreating your favorite recipes since 1995. Before we dive into today's delicious recipe, which is the Olive Garden Stuffed Chicken Marsala, I want to send a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's been cooking along with us. Your photos on social media, comments, and messages absolutely brighten my day. Your photos on social media, comments, and messages absolutely brighten my day. It's so rewarding seeing how you make these recipes your own. Remember, you can always find the complete written instructions with the exact measurements, step-by-step photos, and detailed instructions on CopyKat.com. And there's a direct link in today's show notes. No need to worry about scribbling down the ingredients while driving or doing the dishes. So today we are tackling one of Olive Garden's most beloved entrees, and it's their Stuffed Chicken Marsala. I still remember the first time I ordered this. It was during my mom's birthday celebration, and instead of going with my usual fettuccine alfredo, I decided to try something new. That first bite of tender chicken filled with melty cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, all covered in mushroom marsala sauce, and I was instantly hooked. Now, this is an interesting dish from the Olive Garden. This one has been on the menu. It was on the menu pre-COVID, and it recently came back. So it had about a 4-year hiatus. So glad this one is back. It has to be one of my favorite dishes with this. Now, if you're not familiar with Marsala, it's a fortified wine from Sicily, which gives this dish a distinctive, slightly sweet, nutty flavor. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Stephanie, I don't want to buy an entire bottle of Marsala wine for just one recipe. I totally get it, and I'll share some budget-friendly substitutions later that work well. So let's talk about the star of this dish. It's the cheese stuffing. We're using a combination of mozzarella, Parmesan, and fontina cheeses. The mozzarella gives that wonderful, stretchy, melty quality. The Parmesan adds a sharp, salty flavor, and the fontina brings in a buttery richness. But here's where the customization comes in. If you can't find fontina or it's not in your budget, you can absolutely use all mozzarella or substitute provolone or even a mild cheddar. But I'm going to give you the base, and you can do experimenting on your own. Now, the sun-dried tomatoes add a burst of intense flavor, but I know they can be pricey. A great money-saving tip on these is look for them in the salad topping section instead of the specialty foods aisle. They're often a little bit cheaper there, or in a pinch, you could use roasted red peppers from a jar, which usually costs less than sun-dried tomatoes. Our main cooking method is we are going to take the chicken breasts and we're going to split them horizontally rather than pounding them thin. This approach is not only quicker, but it creates that neat little pocket for the cheese filling. We'll partially cook the chicken first, then add the cheese filling, and then we'll finish it in a very low oven. This technique ensures juicy, perfectly cooked chicken every time. When it comes to mushrooms, white button mushrooms work perfectly well and are usually the most economical choice. But if you want to elevate this dish even further, a mix of cremini, shiitake, or oyster mushrooms would be divine. For those of you with dietary concerns, this recipe is naturally gluten-free as long as you check your Marsala wine. Now, if you're watching calories, you can use half and half instead of heavy cream and reduce the amount of cheese in the filling. Let me walk you through the simple steps. First, you're going to preheat the oven. This low temperature is just to keep the chicken warm while you make the sauce. For the chicken, you're going to split 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts horizontally, season them well with salt and pepper, then saute them in a little olive oil over medium heat until they're almost cooked through. This will take about 4 to 6 minutes on each side, depending upon how big your chicken breasts are. While the chicken is cooking, you can mix your cheese filling. Combine the mozzarella, Parmesan, fontina cheese with the sun-dried tomatoes, minced garlic, some fresh basil, and some sliced green onions. This mixture is so delicious, you might be tempted to eat it with a spoon. Once your chicken has been cooked, place a couple tablespoons of filling between the chicken breast. Brush the top with a little bit of olive oil and place them in your warm oven. Now for the sauce, which really makes this dish special. In the same pan that you cook the chicken in, don't wipe it out. Those browned bits are flavor gold. Add some butter, some flour, and cook for about a minute. Then pour in your Marsala wine for the best flavor. I recommend the Lambrusco brand of dry Marsala. Stir until the sauce thickens, then add some heavy cream and let it reduce slightly. In a separate pan, saute your sliced mushrooms in butter until they're nicely browned. Then add to your Marsala sauce, season with salt and pepper to taste. To serve, simply place your cheese stuffed chicken on a plate. Spoon that luscious mushroom Marsala sauce over the top. I like to serve mine with garlic mashed potatoes, but it's equally delicious with pasta or even a simple green salad if you're keeping it light. For those of you looking to make this dish ahead of time, you can prepare the chicken and filling up to a day in advance. Just keep them separate in the refrigerator and assemble right before cooking. As promised, here are some budget-friendly Marsala substitutes if you don't want to buy a full bottle. Dry sherry works wonderfully. You can mix half of dry sherry and half of sweet vermouth. For an alcohol-free version, you can try a 1/4 cup of white grape juice mixed with 2 tablespoons of sherry vinegar. I would urge you to keep in mind that Marsala wine is fortified, so you do not need to consume it all at once. You can use it to cook again and again, and it'll be just fine. I often keep a bottle of Marsala for any time I want to cook anything with red wine and a bottle of vermouth for any time I want to cook white wine, because I know that these stay good for a long time. They're not going to go off like regular wine would if you don't drink it immediately. What I love most about making this Olive Garden favorite at home, that this is one recipe that usually feeds my family of 4 with enough leftovers for my lunch the next day, something that rarely happens when we eat this at the restaurant. Plus, the ingredients, even including the Marsala wine, will usually last through several recipe preparations, bringing your per meal costs down even further. And here's a money-saving tip. Chicken breasts often go on sale. When they do, I stock up and freeze them. Having them on hand means I can make an impressive meal whenever the craving hits without making a special trip to the store. Now, I hope you'll give this Olive Garden stuffed chicken Marsala a try. Don't forget, you can find the complete recipe with all the measurements and detailed instructions on CopyKat.com, or just click the link in today's show notes. I'd love to hear how this recipe turns out for you, and I'd love to hear your creative twists. Make it your own. Remember, the joy of cooking restaurant favorites at home isn't just about saving money. It's about recreating those special dining experiences at home with the people you love in exactly the way you want them. So until next time, this is Stephanie Manley from CopyKat.com, helping bring the restaurant experience at home. Why go out when you can make it at home?